only one editing, and you have
Right.
stuff that you need to do and stuff that you want to do, and you look at this, you be like, I'm not doing
Exactly.
so yeah, so I definitely get that. So how long did it take you to get up not all the gear, enough gear, podcast equipment, software, and all of that, and learning how to work all that stuff? How long did it take to get you to the point where first you were able to do the audio and then start doing the video?
Wow. I would say it took me from the time I started podcasting, my very first episode, which was, I believe, April 5th of last year, through maybe even yesterday, because I'm like always just learning new things. As far as the audio, I did pick that up a lot easier. I was using, like I told you, my husband had a microphone that he used to use because he would podcast.
Right.
And I started off using that. I started off in my closet. My closet, I had like a whole bunch of padding and a whole bunch of clothes. So I started off in my closet to make sure my audio sounded okay.
Yeah.
And I recently moved out here into the studio. I want to say maybe like before the ending of last year, if not the beginning of this year.
Oh,
because
wow.
I was just like, okay, now I can move out, because not only do I have a better microphone, which I got also over time.
Right.
Like during last year. I also have, like my little devices where I can plug things in. I can edit like this. I already have my templates where I have my intro and my outro ready. I don't have to keep adding these things on. So I would say it took me this entire time to make sure that I had a good setup. Now, as far as video, the way I was doing is kind of like how we're doing it right now. Like I would either do like StreamYard, or I would do Zoom, and I would do it this way. And now one of the episodes I'm going to release this Sunday, I did it actually with my husband's camera equipment.
Okay.
And he, of course, because he knows what he's doing, he helped me set up all the lighting and all that stuff, which is a big freaking production. And I just kept looking at him, I'm like, God, like this is a lot of work. And I just finished editing everything, and it took me 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days to listen to an hour and 40 minutes worth of content, like 3 or 4 times, to make sure that I didn't mess it up, make sure I exported it correctly. So, I mean, for me, as far as like the video, it's not too hard because I know what I want it to look like, and I know where my cuts need to be. I've messed around with like transitions and things like that before, but it's just really just the listening part, having to listen to the same episode over and over, make sure you didn't mess anything up, and then making sure YouTube doesn't flag it. I think that's the hardest part.
You know what? Let me tell you.
Play too much.
Yeah, so I don't do that. I do not listen through after we record because I do not have the mental bandwidth to listen through it. I tried it a while back. I tried it. And for one, I did not want to give up the time to do it. And I got to the point where I use this audio program called Reaper, and I have a preset for it. So I put my audio in there and I put his audio in there, and his audio usually needs a little work. Yeah. So I have a preset just for his track so that it can level out the sounds and take out the static and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah. And the only thing that I make sure it does not do is spike. Yes, that is hard because
and you sound like this, you're like, oh.
Right. And then it's like if you try to adjust it with the program, it sounds like trash.
Yes. You want to delete the whole thing.
Yeah, you got and it look, let me tell you, we have at least 7 or 8 episodes where they were good and I was like, the audio is trash. And I was pissed because it's like you can't capture that essence if you do it over. Oh yeah.
I'm glad you said that because the episode for YouTube that's coming out Sunday. When I tell you, I tried the first time, like the first night, I heard the audio. I closed everything down. I grabbed my water. And my husband's like, where are you going? I said, can we curse on here? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I said,
Speak your
fuck.
peace. Speak your peace.
I said, fuck this shit. This audio is shit. Gosh, fuck it. Like I went off. He said, okay. He just looked at me and went like this. He said, all right, babe, have a good night.
Yo,
I felt like I wanted to cry. I wanted to laugh. I was literally laughing. He said, uh-oh, she got the joke to laugh. I was laughing because I was like, if I don't laugh, I think I'm going to cry. And the way I Houdini maneuvered this audio, I like screamed out loud when I figured it out. I was like, because I do see you have like a preset stuff. I don't have none of that. So I try to do it like I'm listening and I'm doing it myself. I'm listening, I'm doing it myself. And when I figured out how to make this work, I was like, oh, sweet baby Jesus, I know you and I are not in good terms because you don't feel me and I don't feel you. However,
oh man,
thank you. And so I definitely know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from.
And you know, and I know your episodes are usually like 30, 40 minutes or something like that. Our episodes at that time are usually like 2-3 hours. So imagine recording for 2 to 3 hours, having to edit for 2 and 3 hours, and have bad audio for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, ready to scream, ready to just flip everything, ready to quit podcasting, all of that.
Yeah, that's
all
me.
Of that.
We need to start like a forum, because that's me. Like I want to rip stuff off the wall. I always keep, sometimes I keep like my bass guitar next to me because I literally would stop. I'm like, I'm just going to try to play some bass right now because I need something to calm me down. My husband's like, is it really that bad? I just look at him. He goes, he said, okay, you want me to get you some wine? You want some beer? You know how you love your beer? Like, yeah, get me something whiskey on the rocks because I can't do this.
So what audio program do you use?
So I'm still using like GarageBand because I refuse to pay for like GarageBand, the Logic Pro.
Yeah,
screw you, Apple.
Yeah, I did.
No, but my husband has like the Adobe Pro, like he has all of it. He has like, the audio. He has
Audition.
He Audition, right? So I recently started playing around with that, but I'm so used to GarageBand and how simple that is that Audition is so convoluted. Like there's so many different buttons and so many this. So I think I'm just like really scaring myself into believing that Audition is really hard to use only because I'm so comfortable doing what I know.
Yeah.
I'm psyching myself out.
That's the thing.
I think I'm going to eventually move over to that.
I started using Audacity, and then I was using Audition, and then I started using Reaper. I tried GarageBand. I'm an Apple person, but I could not. It was causing me stress. Like
it's trash. It's trash.
Yeah, I can't fool with GarageBand, but
yeah, you have
Reaper's
to have a lot
pretty good. Reaper's pretty good. I mean, it's a one-time fee for it. I think it's like $40-$50, but it's really good. Audition, it has its. I agree. It can be a piece of work, but it's decent. I like it for certain. If I'm doing something really quick, I'll throw in Audition because it works well.
Okay. Really? Yeah. All right. So I'm really going to give it a shot now then.
Yeah. I mean, once you get comfortable with it, you'll see how it's really easy. Like if you have an episode where you're chopping it up into segments, it's great for that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I love
like
that.
You could chop it up real easy and export it, batch export it like that.
Really? Oh, look at that. See, I didn't know that. All right. So I'm going to give it a shot. You've convinced me.
I mean, like I tell a lot of people, YouTube University has it all.
You're right about that.
Yeah. And then with Reaper, if you ever tried Reaper, because they give you like a free 45-day trial with it. Let's just say you have a long, you can do the same thing with that. Like you can have a whole audio track. And like I have my intro and I have my outro and I have 4 different outros and I mute every one of them, but I'll cut the track and slide the rest of it over, export that, slide the next part over, cut that, export that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it takes